Hello, good morning, and another day here in Tenerife. It's the same day as for the session yesterday. So, but strangely enough, after I mentioned in the last video that that there was no wind at all. It's just picking up a little bit, and I hope it doesn't affect the sound too much on the microphone. Infectious diseases. I'd never thought much about infectious diseases until March 2020. Just a few months ago, we were hit by the coronavirus. And until this point, infectious diseases were something that just, came and went. Got a cold and then you got better. And then suddenly the whole world decided it was a catastrophe. We had the whole lockdown. And as I'm speaking at the moment, we're still not completely out of that lockdown period. So yeah, infectious diseases are now on everybody's radar. Who would have thought? And who would have thought that a plant-based whole food diet would be so beneficial to boosting our immune system against infectious diseases? Infectious diseases have been around a long time. It's strange, but most of them, I think 3/4 of all infectious diseases come from animals. So it's not just the coronavirus that seems to have come from a wet market in China, but a lot of the other common infectious diseases that we know, like measles, tuberculosis, smallpox, and even influenza, which is thought to have arrived from a horse. So by taming horses, we actually managed to catch the influenza virus. And once a virus springs from one species to another, so once the virus, the influenza virus in the case of the horse, is able to move from the horse to the human, once that's happened, then it becomes infectious for all the humans. So if it becomes very easy then for that virus to pass to other humans, as we saw very, very clearly with the coronavirus and the rate of infection and how quickly it could spread. What was interesting about the coronavirus was when it first arrived, people didn't really know much about it, and there was a great fear that it was going to kill younger people, middle-aged people, all people basically. But very quickly we began to realize, or doctors began to realize, that the people who were dying were very old and frail, and most of them tended to have an underlying health conditions. When younger people died, they also tended to have underlying health conditions, and doctors were quick to point out that the people that were suffering most were people with compromised immune systems, especially, like, for instance, obese people, people with heart conditions, asthma. These were the main conditions that were causing deaths. It's very interesting because until this coronavirus arrived, and before people were, my own personal opinion, it was a complete overreaction on behalf of many governments, but it made people, especially people who are obese with heart disease, realize that these conditions are not something that doesn't really affect them now, that it affects them, I don't know, somewhere way down the line. Even if you've got heart disease, my dad contracted heart disease nearly 20 years ago and he's still alive today. He's on medications, he's got permanent headaches, but the doctors are keeping him alive. But I think with the arrival of this infectious disease, corona, it showed people that actually having a compromised immune system was something that could be fatal if you contract a virus. So suddenly lots of videos, lots of information, and lots of really good information turned up on how we can boost our immune system. Well, one of the best ways to boost our immune system is is by improving our gut health. So most of our immune system is dedicated to our gut, because this is where we come in contact. So at the outside world, when we eat food, comes in contact with the inside world through our gut. So I think 80% of all our immune response is in the gut. If we can achieve good gut health, we basically improve our immune system. And the more healthy our gut is, the healthier we are. You know, the Chinese for many, many thousands of years used to say that health is in your gut. And there's all sorts of saying, what you are, what you eat, and that food is medicine. So it's not just food. The gut thrives on fiber. This is the really interesting and fascinating thing. You know, when you want to go on a plant-based diet, everybody always talks about protein, but they missed the fact that the most important part of a diet, as far as health is concerned, is fiber. And where do we find fiber? We find it in plants, of course. Yeah. No fiber in meat, no fiber in dairy, only in plants. So when we eat a plant-based diet, we automatically eat more fiber, which automatically improves the health of our gut, which automatically improves our immune system and our ability to fight infectious diseases like COVID-19, SARS, influenza, and all the rest of them. There really is no end to the benefits of a plant-based diet. I mean, I hope you don't think that I'm joking. I'm smiling when I say this, because it's really so surprising that people have got this idea that they eat meat and it makes them strong and healthy, and meat actually takes a long time to digest. It rots in our intestines. It takes a long time, far longer to pass through the body, and it's strongly connected with colon cancer and all sorts of things. So we should be concentrating all our efforts on eating as much fiber as we can, and whole food plants. This will boost our intestines and our immune system. So as always, I've added more details below, and I've added some links to references where you can read more. Especially there's a book by Dr. Michael Greger, another book, How to Survive a Pandemic. I've not actually listened to it, but it looks very interesting. So perhaps if you're interested in boosting your immune system and getting the very most power to your own defenses, then perhaps that's the book to get. So more details below. Thank you for being here with me this morning, and I look forward to seeing you in the next session. Bye bye.